My name is Noel McMeel. I'm the executive chef at the Lough Erne Golf Resort, and I'm so proud to be here in Kilkeel at the Mourne Seafood Cookery School, right on the harbour, and you can actually just see the boats coming in. The dish itself today is done with fresh pollen, the salted squid and fresh lobster, which I've got cooking here at the present minute, and it's with fresh asparagus and a citrus foam. The citrus foam really is really a combination of fresh orange juice, lemon juice, some lime in that as well, just to give it that zest. And we're just going to finish it with reducing it down, adding a bit of fish stock, and then we're going to add our cream to it. Especially one of the ingredients that we have really in it is gelatin. Really is just to bring it together when it kind of cools slightly down. So then when we go to foam it, the aeration of it will be beautiful as we put it right on the dish. Beautiful lobster. So we'll take our lobster out and we'll just let it just cool down before we break it open. As you can see there, it's changed colour, and obviously what I call it will be breaking off the likes of the leg, even when it's actually hot. Okay, and the likes of the tail, just to make it cool down quickly. Now I've cooked this very slightly, rather than having to leave it in for a lot longer, so you see it slightly rare. Okay, so the whole purpose of that is that when I'm going to be cooking it again slightly on and just into the oven at the last minute, so then you get perfect flavour and texture when you're actually serving it to the customer, rather than it actually completely pre-cooked and all we're doing is really heating it up again. So a reduction is more or less well done. And the whole purpose of the reduction is to get intensity of flavour, and the citrus flavour is very important when you actually just put it over to the main seafood itself at the last minute. So we're going to season the protein, which is really the fish, which is the squid and the pollock, and I'll be using a small bit of the sea salt, some coarse sea salt. I just love the actual flavour of that crunch at the last minute when you're eating it. So we're going to put it in. Now the skin is still on, so I'll be using some like a rapeseed oil. You can use any other type of flavoured oils, which is like a ground nut oil or the likes of a walnut oil, which is always very good for the likes of fish. I always like cooking the likes of either monkfish with the likes of a hazelnut oil and salmon with a walnut oil. It just intensifies, it really gives it the flavour, and it just tastes much better. Okay, so very little oil onto the pan and skin side down, really just to protect the fish as such, right? Okay. This here is a wee bit of fish stock, so a small bit of fish stock into the reduction as well. We'll reduce it right down. It's just important that it's clean hands all the time. Okay, well that there is nicely cooking. I'm going to start on our lobster, right? And just break the sides of the lobster and then open it. So we've got more or less the inside of it all out. Then we need to just take off the back bit of it. So and just wash that. So we're really left with the meat as such. And when you're actually breaking the likes of a lobster, the arm itself, right, you always kind of bend back. It's like taking your arm as such and bending it the other way back, holding it, and then off to the side, each side, and then pull out, because you want the extra sinews to come out correctly. So you pull it over to the two sides and then pull out. Right, the whole purpose is that I don't want any of the sinew on either sides to there. So these two pieces here, I don't ever like to have it in, so you see these two tails at all times rather than just pulling it. Same then for this. It's like pulling it very, very gently as such, and then pulling this area totally out. Right? And we just want to crack it. Really without damaging it. So this is what we're really looking for. So we've got these two pieces. So we've got the lobster. We've got both the tail and the claw as such sitting there. Just as you can see with this here, that's slightly with the skin nice and brown. So we're going to season it slightly on the pan. The lobster, the tail can only be warmed at the last minute. Nicely on. We take some of our lime, add that in to it. Anything to give flavour as such. So now that we've got really the fish into the oven, we've got nearly everything ready to go onto the plate. Let me just take you back regarding to the dish itself. The fresh pollen is actually just done with the skin, and it's in the oven along with the likes of our lobster, right? Our lobster itself is just at the last minute just cooking, right? To give it that firmness and the taste, obviously, with the salted squid. And then we're going to put it all together along with the likes of our sauce that we have here, which is our orange citrus dressing. Okay, we're going to take the likes of everything is just cooked. Nice, this is still nice and firm, which is one of the lovely things. And it's about really starting to put the dish together. Okay, so we've got the likes of the pollock, some of our lobster, and obviously it's nice to have our garnish for our squid, the asparagus. And it's nice to actually be able to, I think it's very important that with the likes of any dish that you put out, that people that see it and think, oh, it's not actually beautiful, I want to eat that. It's very pleasant. Okay, what we've done here, and this is really the orange citrus lemon lime dressing. And the whole purpose of actually whizzing it already up to get more of a foam is that we're not saturating the whole thing with a lot of sauce. So it's really to give it a lot of aeration, but a lot of flavours, and not to take away from the seafood itself. Last but not least, some chives into it, right? To see how fluffy it really is. And aerate it. So we're really done. And really that's the main dish itself. And we can't forget the beautiful claw. I think that it's very important that we never lose sight from the fact of we are chefs, obviously, and it's obviously nice to have a nice dish and have something that is presented, but really it means nothing unless the taste is there. You've lost everything unless the actual complete essence is all in the food itself, is when you go to eat it. So it's so important. So really that's a small signature dish, but very, very simple. I think all in all, it is all about the main ingredients, and it's all about simplicity as well. Cooking it as little as possible and getting the best ingredients taken into the kitchen, obviously, and with the skills of the chef serving it to the guest. And it really is about neat, cool ingredients. On my signature dish today, you can find more information on www.mourneseafoodcookeryschool.com.